and welcome to Newsroom series on Channels Television. I'm Ayotunde Balogun. Armed bandits have killed 2 policemen and 2 other residents and abducted about 40 persons in an attack on Kasuwa Daji town under Kaura Namoda local government area in Zamfara state. Residents say the bandits invaded the town in the early hours of today and started shooting to scare away residents. The spokesperson of the Zamfara State Police Command, ASP Yazid Abubakar, confirmed the attack to Channels Television via telephone conversation this morning, adding that the command is yet to confirm the actual number of residents abducted. He said the command has already deployed police tactical operatives to the town and normalcy has been returned.
Area is under control now, and our search and rescue units are already in the bush trying to rescue those that were kidnapped. But up to now, we haven't ascertained the number of the victims. We haven't ascertained their numbers, but the incident has happened. And all efforts are to ensure that they were rescued.
Meanwhile, a 15-year-old boy of Jaja area in Zurmi local government area of Zamfara state has been killed after terrorists attacked motorists along Jibia Batsari highway in Katsina state. The teenager, identified as Musa Yahuza, was among many travelers, mostly traders, who were on board returning from Jibia weekly market on Sunday at about 5 p.m. As a result of the attack, which lasted for about 30 minutes, 7 persons were said to have been wounded and are currently receiving medical treatment at the Federal Teaching Hospital, Katsina state. Although security agencies in the state are yet to confirm the incident, eyewitnesses told Channels Television on Monday via telephone that security forces have successfully repelled the attack by preventing them from entering the town. The terrorists had opened fire on the vehicles when the drivers refused to stop, thereby killing the young boy and injuring the 7 traders on the spot. The incident prompted the Jibia local government area chairman, Honorable Sabiu Maitan, to order the immediate evacuation of the victims to the Federal Teaching Hospital, Katsina. Now, the busy Jibia Batsari highway in Katsina state remains one of the most vulnerable to attacks and has been witnessing terror activities for several years now. Governor Uba Sani of Kaduna State has signed the State Security Trust Fund into law as part of his administration's effort in tackling insecurity. Now, the bill repeals the State Security Trust Fund Law number 22 of 2018. According to a statement issued by Governor Sani's Chief Press Secretary, Mohammed Shehu, the objectives of the legislation are to provide money for the acquisition and deployment of security equipment, human and financial resources as shall be necessary for the effective functioning of all federal, state, and even local government security agencies in Kaduna State. The governor explains that part of the security funds will be reserved for the training and retraining of security personnel. The law also established the State Security Trust Fund Board of Trustees, which will be capable of holding, purchasing, and acquiring any property for the trust fund, even as representatives of the private sector will manage the fund in collaboration with other stakeholders in the security sector. According to Governor Sani, the signing of the Security Trust Fund law is a clear demonstration of the state government's commitment towards degrading terrorists, bandits, kidnappers, and other criminals in Kaduna, noting that the Security Trust Fund will enable the state government support local and federal security agencies with equipment and logistics. He then appealed to corporate organizations and individuals to donate generously to the fund. Staying with Kaduna, and as the nation grapples with the rising cost of food, the Association of Gari Dealers and Onion Traders in the state are blaming the recent increase in the price of the commodities on the frequent attacks and kidnapping of farmers and traders by bandits. They say many cassava farmers are now scared of going to their farms due to the constant attacks, coupled with the frequent destruction of their crops, a situation already worsened by the high cost of transportation. Worried about the situation, the farmers find themselves, the Kaduna state government is putting in place long and short-term measures to avert a food crisis.
Food prices in Nigeria have increased in recent times due to many factors affecting the country, ranging from inflation, insecurity, and the waning transportation options from the farms to the markets. There have been protests in some northern states and lamentations from many other Nigerians across the country on the increase in food prices. While the value of the naira is affecting the general cost of goods, the food producers in Kaduna State believe their predicament is linked to banditry and kidnapping.
And they were complaining of dollars. And we in Nigeria, we don't know anything like dollar. We only know about naira. But when you hear they say dollar increase 1 naira or 2 naira, they will not come here to come and take the connection say dollar don't go up, dollar don't up. So everything has increased drastically. So if government can lower the price of diesel or petrol, I think the price will also come down small.
One of the products made from cassava in Nigeria is gari, which is arguably the most popular staple food in the country and at one time the most affordable. That narrative is changing fast, even for the top producer, with a bag of gari doubling in price within months from 30,000 naira to 60,000 naira. While identifying insecurity as the major contributor to the increase in the price of gari, there are other factors.
Like in our village now, when you enter your farm, you see they will uproot your cassava, you need to cut it to give their cows to eat.
Like other food items, the price of onions in Kaduna State has also increased, with the dealers attributing the hike to the laws of demand and supply and the recurring issue of security.
Last 3 years, we are selling the bag 12,000, 13,000, but they buy foil 180, 189, 200. But now you got about 670. That is not this thing. It's a matter of the foil, not the matter of something like this thing. Because they hide the price. You cut these onions about Sokoto, Kano. We are expecting about 2,005, 2,000, but now you are carrying about 7,000, 6,000, 6,005. That's where the problem was. But Kuma, the thing where based on the costly, it's not only Nigeria. You know, pass around 4 years. Ghana, the other offside, you come to buy the onions, carry to go another offsite.
As the prices rise, the consumers seem helpless about the situation.
We are buying these onions like 7,000, 7,500. Then now we bought it to 19,000. We can no longer get to 3 square meal again. So we are very worried. We tell them to reduce the price.
Kaduna State government says it's been following the trend with some concern and is coming up with short and long-term measures to ensure that all food commodities are available and affordable for the residents.
The Executive Council approved about over 100 hillocks where, in fact, the equipped vehicles are to be shared to all the security agencies. So these are the kind of focus His Excellency the Governor is putting to agriculture, because once that security thing is addressed, our farmers will have more access to their farms, because a lot have abandoned their farms because of the insecurity issue.
At present, agriculture contributes about 43% to Kaduna State's GDP, and the government believes these measures will go a long way to avert a food crisis in the state.
A public health expert in Katsina State, Dr. Shamsuddin Yahaya, has called on the state government to ban the use of styrofoam, a material used as a package for food in form of takeaways. According to Dr. Yahaya, who is also the executive secretary of the State Primary Health Care Agency, styrofoam contains some chemical agents hazardous and injurious to the body and can potentially cause cancer. He believes that styrofoam, apart from causing cancer, also has a lot of negative effects on the environment, thus causing environmental pollution.
According to research figures by Project Pink Blue, a health and psychological trust center for cancer, cancer leads to over 72,000 deaths per annum in Nigeria, and medical experts are worried that this number is about to increase, given that there are 102,000 new cases of cancer every year. The estimated incidence for breast cancer is 27%, cervix uteri 14%, liver 12%, prostate 12%, and colorectum 4.1%. In Katsina State, northwest Nigeria, the wives of the state governor are worried about the burden, especially on women, with a resolve to partner individuals and corporate bodies to help close the care gap. Both of the governor's wives are at this event, advocating the empowerment of individuals to make informed choices for their health while promoting a culture of prevention. There's also a donation of 2 million naira to the Ture Yaradua Maternity and Children's Hospital, Katsina, to facilitate free screening for cervical cancer.
Let us remember those who have bravely faced cancer, acknowledge the resilience of survivors, and support those currently fighting this formidable foe. By fostering a sense of community and compassion, we can provide strength to those in need and inspire change on a global scale.
We have dreams we want to actualize by 2030. That is the WHO's 90-70-90 elimination target. And at the same time, we have our communities having misconceptions about the HPV vaccine. So how do we unravel that? This is a question that has been tormenting me, but I want to assure you that the HPV vaccine is safe. It is even safer than most of the drugs being consumed that have thousands of side effects.
State Commissioner for Health Bishop Gamble describes the burden of cancer as staggering, reiterating that cervical cancer, in particular, is the second most deadly cause of cancer-related deaths in Nigeria, and with more than 1,400 new cases diagnosed each year. He believes now is the time to take action.
We also need to ensure that women have access to quality and affordable treatment and care if they are diagnosed with cervical cancer. As stakeholders in this regard, we all have a role to play in raising awareness as well as cervical cancer and promoting preventive measures. We gather here as healthcare providers, community leaders, educators, and policy makers to work together to make a significant impact in reducing the burden of cervical cancer in our state.
Meanwhile, the Executive Secretary of the State Primary Healthcare Agency, Dr. Shamsuddin Yahya, warns that cancer is becoming more prevalent owing to exposure to external risk factors.
It is very important for people to be very aware of, the cancers, the various types of cancers, how they are acquired, the risk factors, and how people can prevent themselves. Of particular note is the human papilloma vaccine introduction, which is aimed to address issue of cervical cancer.
In the meantime, the State Ministry of Health is working in synergy with Medical Women Association of Nigeria to start routine screening for cervical cancer to save as many lives as possible.
Retirees in Zamfara State can now heave a sigh of relief as the state government begins the payment of backlog of their gratuities. Now, the retired civil servants thronged the payment centers in Gusau, the state capital, alongside next of kin of retirees who have passed away to complete the authentication process before payment is made.
After months of waiting for announcements from the new government, retirees in Zamfara State are relieved to begin the authentication process that will lead to the collection of their gratuities. For the government, the process must be thorough as it begins the payment of a backlog of 13.6 billion naira gratuities and death benefits. The payment is a fulfillment of promises made at the end of 2023 that the pension arrears will be cleared.
When the governor came in, he promised to settle all the backlog of gratuities paid to be paid to the civil servant. Those we are able to validate and authenticate, we should be able to pay them every week. But after talking to you, we have paid more than 351 now. Out of the 430 we have that come before us.
Hanatu Sidi is a widow of a retiree, Sidi Sani, who retired in 2017 and died last year. She's here with her husband's next of kin to claim his gratuity after 6 years of waiting. Her husband retired after injuring himself while on duty. The treatment consumed most of their savings till her husband eventually died.
I'm here to collect my husband's gratuity. He is one of those who retired a few years ago. I have been the one providing for the family for 2 years. I don't have money to buy food. Also, I do not have food to eat except for assistance from spirited individuals. I do not have any trade I am doing since my husband died and his sickness consumed the little money. I have a son, but he is not in school because there is no money. We thank God. May he bless Governor Dauda Lawal.
Some of the retirees and next of kin are grateful that their years of waiting is over.
My say to the government is that we very much appreciate. We thank him for doing this.
We are calling on the blessed government of Dauda Lawal to continue doing the good things. We are happy with what his administration has done, paying retirees their gratuities and benefits. We pray to God to bless and protect him from his enemies.
The verification and payment are done simultaneously across all local government areas of the state, with over 400 already scaling through the process. This exercise is being carried out in Gusau, the state capital.
We have started the payment of the local government employees who have retired. The process is ongoing. Right now, my committee is there. They are verifying the staff. As they verify, we'll request for the money we pay as promised by His Excellency.
The Zamfara state government is appealing to all retirees and their next of kins to visit the nearest local government areas to their homes to participate in the ongoing verification and payments.
We're going to be signing other MOUs between private sector companies. They also use these agreements as a way to facilitate the development of the agency. So what we're not saying that after this agreement is signed, all the problems in the UK and Nigeria will disappear. Far from it. This is yet another opportunity for us.
The electoral umpire, the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has presented a certificate of return to Usman Mustafa, the winner of the February 3rd rerun State Assembly election in 5 wards and 9 polling units in the Shinkafi local government area of Zamfara State. The resident electoral commissioner, Professor Ahmed Babura, who presented the certificate of return, congratulated the winner, Usman Mustafa, and described the election as keenly contested by all the candidates.
Now, it's a happy occasion that we are now fulfilling the last little bit of that election, that is the presentation of certificate. The rightly elected member of the Shinkafi constituency, Alhaji Usman Mustafa, and I will congratulate you. It was not easy. It was a keenly contested election. All the parties were sure. So we congratulate you personally, and we congratulate your party for being able to enabling you actually to be at the end the winner of the election. So it was not easy for you. We thank you. We thank all those who made it possible for us to conclude the election successfully.
Now, the special advisor to the Zamfara State Governor on political matters, Yahaya Yari, commended the electoral umpire, the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, for conducting a credible, fair and transparent rerun election, and then urged the winner, Usman Mustafa, to give quality representation to the people of his constituency.
Commission, honestly speaking, you have done well. That name, Independent, it really goes to you, because What we have observed and what we have experienced in Shinkapi honestly shows that the commission is independent. If not of that, I think we are not here. There will be a different story. Thank you very much. I would like to use this opportunity to ask for you, the elected member, to be obedient to the society, because they choose you as a representative there to represent them in that constituency. Please be justice to them and all other members. Though they are your senior, but now you are equal. They were in the house before you, but now you are equal. Even in the house, please try and exercise patience and also be obedient to the leader of the house and other colleagues. And also, I ask the general public to continue praying for this government, because honestly, our governor is doing well and he needs your prayer. May Almighty Allah continue guiding him and guide us entirely to lift Zamfara state to the higher level. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.
So, let's now talk about education, and it's off to Kano State. And of course, Kano is leading in the number of out-of-school children, with over 1.5 million of those children either dropping out or having never attended any formal school. However, a community-based organization, Mufarka Youth Development Association, is taking a step by enrolling some of the children, a move worthy of emulation. Our correspondent, Sadiq Ilyasu, has more on that report.
In the commercial city of Kano, in northwest Nigeria, the education sector is faced with many challenges, but the menace of out-of-school children remains the main concern. Kano continues to lead in the number of out-of-school children, with many of these children either hawking or begging on the streets, making them prone to dangers. A 50-year-old Alhaji Baba fathered 8 children, but he cannot afford to sponsor his children's education.
The problem now is that life is difficult. If you send your child to school, you have to buy other stuffs like books, uniform, and the rest.
Thanks to a community-based organization, Mufarka Youth Development Association, Hawa, Khadija, Maimuna, and Awal can now go to school. Kabiru Nasidi, the headmaster, believes some of the parents struggle to feed their children, which is one of the reasons they cannot afford to send them to school on an empty stomach.
Consider with the situation we are in now. Most of the children, they were coming without taking even breakfasts. But in the schools before, there is feeding which is taking place by the federal government, and this time around it is stopped. But with the collaboration with the PT and SVMC of the school, we are trying our best to see that we join hands together and help the people that their parents cannot give them something to feed before they come to school. Based on the experience, last 2 days ago, one parent come and explain, tell me that when the money that they have in the morning, when they give them to come to school, so there is no another money that will feed them in the evening. So that is why they allow them to come to school without taking the breakfast, and then when they back to school, when the school closes, then they will give them the food that we have in the home.
Noura Muhammad believes culture, coupled with financial hardship, affects the girl child's enrollment in the state.
There are communities, of course, they don't want to enroll their children because of the culture. Some schools, most of the children that are not enrolled in school, more especially in the communities we are working with, are girl child. Some parents don't want to enroll girl child into school. They just prefer to enroll the boy's child only, not the girl child. This is happening everywhere actually, including the Kano metropolitan. There are quite a number of girl child that are in Kano metropolitan, in Kano municipal, they are not enrolled. They are not enrolled into school. They only attend Islamia school and Quranic school, but they don't attend formal school.
Mufarka's initiative illuminates hope in Kano's educational landscape, sparking a path towards a brighter future for its youngest generation. Sadiq Ilyasu, Channels Television News.
And with that, we draw the curtain on the program Newsroom series. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Ayo Tunde Balu.